Hi guys, our friends, Evolutionary Energy Arts family. As you see, the kids are all ready. They got their orange vests on that say, "No, we are not deer. No matter how sweet we are not deer. Please do not shoot."
I know, I like it. They have their bright vests on. Yeah, it's a little weird because I kind of have them layered because the vests on the bottom are really strong and the orange vests weren't quite as strong, and I didn't want to take them out with a vest that's not very strong because they're big dogs, and if you do need to lead them anywhere, well, it's a challenge. But anyhow.
Yeah, absolutely. So last night at 4 a.m., the guides came through and they wanted me to share with you guys um, a message basically of reconnecting with the earth. You can have, and you do have, this is a thing you might not ever realize it or think of it, but you do have conversations with the earth all the time. It's when we have these open conversations and we learn to clear our minds and receive direction. That's the big difference. Understand the earth is an intelligent being, a living intelligent being of which we are a part of. And she is communicating to us all the time. And so the guides wanted us to get this across to you guys. I was saying to Cindy, I've really felt foggy the last couple of days, and I'm not sure what's going on. I kind of sense perhaps there's some big earth changes brewing. Obviously, we have the escalation going on with WW hashtag number 3. We have, the whole bank crisis, which is going to just continue. This is just going to be a long year as far as all these different events that are occurring. But when we get out here, it doesn't take long before I feel like clear and I feel like, wow, I could think again. Again, we live in a small town on the edge of a very small town, and yet just even that much signal interferes with the ability to receive messages. And the guide said that the people in the bigger cities right now are feeling anxious. They are feeling very, very apprehensive and are having a much harder time than the people that are out in the countrysides and out in the woods more. And that's to be expected because, you are in the belly of the beast. It's literally the beast system, and that is the belly of the beast in those jungle concrete, super information highways of which, all these frequencies are constantly penetrating your energy body, and it's distorting and having negative effects on the energy body. So as we are going through the ascension process, we're going to have to make decisions. Again, you're going to have to make big, big decisions. What is it worth it to you if again, lose your health or, lose your sanity in so many ways, and yet, maintain a certain lifestyle, a certain home, a certain position in society. And you might have all these goals. Okay, well, I'm only going to work at this place for so and so amount of time, and then we're getting out of here and stuff. Well, again, nature and evolution and the power structure on this planet have their timelines. And they are, well, it's again swimming up against the stream, so to speak. You're really swimming against an extremely strong current when you try to fight against nature, and when you also try to uh, achieve ascension in a natural way where you're fighting against the current of all the FIVEG and all the other technologies that are out there.
Mm-hmm. That kind of leads me to, I've heard that saying of, well, taking the path of least resistance. But is that really seriously always the right path in a world where there's so many artificial things going on? If that path is created to be easier in an artificial way, is that really taking the path of least resistance? Is that what we do? Just take the easy way out? These are all questions and answers we need to come to in our own soul. You know, it's not even anything that Mike and I could tell you. You know, the only thing we can tell you is how we got here spiritually, our path. And then maybe sometimes, you know, you might say, hey, click, that works for me, and things of that nature. But we are all whole bunches of cells, and we are trading information, just like the cells in our body vibrate at a certain frequency. As they vibrate, they trade information about, you know, who might need what thing to make them feel better. And as people, we are that way too. Have you ever noticed when you get around certain people, you just feel better? Or you get around certain people and you just feel worse, you know? So it's these cells of information exchanging information in a way that we cannot even really see. And if we are really agitated, or if we're withdrawn, or if we're depressed, if we have PTSD, we're not able to really trade the information that we need. And we're not able to find the level of spiritual nutrition that we need. But if you come out here in nature, no matter what state you're in, no matter how foggy your mind is, if you come out here and make the intent to reconnect with the earth, you're going to find some clarity. Your mind, your body, everything is going to start to still, and it's going to know that you're somewhere that you're supposed to be, and it's going to pull you to your center. When you can really, then you can really try to think about things in a more clear way for yourself.
Yeah, and when Cindy was just talking all that, there's all these things that came to mind. And so think of fishing. Have you ever seen those fish traps, those nets? Not like the net that you cast, but like the basket nets, the ones that are weaved, and they'll put lure inside, and yeah, the lure will draw them in, and then they can't find their way out. Again, think of the internet. The internet. Yeah, you enter the internet and you never come out because you get addicted to it, attached to it. And, some would say, but here you are using it. Yeah, our whole mission and purpose in this life is to wake up those exactly at this time, so that they are prepared to get outside of the system when it's time to get outside the system. There are going to be those that stay in the system, and that's going to be their choice, but there will be those that get themselves free, and they'll find that their abilities are increasing exponentially. They'll feel the connectedness with all the life. They'll recognize that they are one cell in something bigger, and they will call on the mother, and the mother will respond. And I remember when I went through a phase of going to every single church and temple and synagogue I possibly could. This is like in my teens, and like maybe when I was 18 to 20, in that range. And then I took part in a certain like pagan ritual and circle, and it was really just simply a merriment. It was like a big buffet. People brought food, and it was all done in kind of like a Ren Fair type of environment and fun. But it got me exploring that side of things. And so I one night at like midnight, as the ritual called for new beginnings, at the appropriate time with the appropriate stars and moon placement, did a ritual, and at the end asked for a sign, and immediately there was a knock on the door at midnight. And I opened it up, and it was a black cat, and the cat looked at me, meowed, and took off and never came back. And I said, holy cow, all this time I have been, praying to the Father and stuff, and never got a direct answer. And then I pray to the Mother, and she answers immediately. Well, the Mother is more imminent. So when you're looking at things from like a Shiva Shakti standpoint, if you're looking at things at consciousness and then manifestation, you're in the belly of the mother still. You're in her womb, and she's all around you, and you are her, and she is you. We are all cells in her. She is right there for us anytime. So we can call on that mother energy, and you'll probably be surprised at how quickly you receive an answer.
All right, and we did a nice video over on Heart's OMMM about Saraswati and the goddess of wisdom and how to call on her if you need some information. So definitely go over there and check that out, because I think it's going to be very helpful for people who are looking for answers.
Absolutely. So just some tidbits and a message from the guide again. When you connect with the mother, I mean, just think about cheesy old Western movies, right? And they might have a Native American that's a guide for these cowboyish figures, or the army, etc. And they're hunting something down, and the guide gets off and he puts his hand on the ground. He might even listen to the ground, and really all he's doing is he's connecting to the mother. Connect to the mother. She will respond. That's how you will be safe in these times. That's how you can ground, how you can root. That's also how you will know, hey, there's a big one coming. Time to get out of town. Time to leave this area. It's going to, be a big earthquake or a hurricane, or you could sense the storms. Like, uh-oh, I feel like there's a tornado coming. Your ability to perceive will keep growing so that it will be on a par with the animal kingdom, and that's something that hasn't been the norm.
Well, look at our pets. Our pets aren't able to talk yet. They communicate so many different things by simple body language, movements, but also their perceptive abilities are, boy, we can really learn a lot from our pets when it comes to communication and being empathy and empathic.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'll find Rama, and he'll often just be rolling in the dirt. He loves to roll in the dirt. He loves to connect with the mother. And right now he's letting Sita pin him. These two have like boundless energies, but again, 15-month-old puppies, they're going to be that way. So guys, as always, much love. Thank you for your support on Ko-Fi and Patreon. Check out Medicinal Foods, link on every video. Use coupon code EEA. It does give you a discount. Uh-oh, what's that up there? No, it's not a World War II bomber. Thank goodness. God bless and namaste.
Namaste.